Hello blog fans, spring is finally here and it's a very exciting time in real estate. This is going to be a fact-filled blog, so let's get to it. Today we're going to start with the news because right now, ladies and gentlemen, there are people in the mainstream media that are getting a little bit confused as what's taking place out there in real estate. Some of the headlines about housing are just not what's happening in our area. Now please note that the information I'm supplying today are national numbers from the National Association of Realtors and it only goes through January 2014. However, I will also be discussing what is happening locally in our market through March 2014. You may be hearing information on some of these news outlets who really think the sky is falling. You may be thinking that the real estate market is really soft right now. So how did I just sell 16 homes at full price or more in less than 5 days? So let me tell you what has happened through January right now based on National Association of Realtors. As you can see from this graph, the pending home sales report over the last several months have come in and it's been declining somewhat rapidly since June. That seems to be causing some people to have some doubts about the housing recovery. They're not taking into consideration we're going into a normal winter cycle. They're not taking into consideration that the weather is a really bit crazy, especially in our neck of the woods. You don't have to say that twice to people who live here in Pennsylvania, right, after this past winter. Well, all they're seeing is pending housing sales that are decreasing. Like, oh my God, the sky is falling. So therefore, we must have a challenge or the market's out of balance. The existing home sales report on this slide is a very similar situation. It's falling over the last couple of the reports and the last couple of months. But we really need to take a look at and really understand what's actually taking place. Now, I think that the reason why people are so worried about the drop in pending existing sales is because we have not been in this type of balanced market a long time where the buyers and sellers market, we're in a normal market. I've been in real estate now for 21 years and I've never seen this type of market for that long. It's either a buyer's market or a seller's market. It never stays in that normal market too long. What the papers and the mass media are starting to report, well, because interest rates are going up, people have decided not to buy a house. What others are saying is that consumer confidence is starting to fall off. Their belief of the housing industry isn't as strong as it was a year ago. Well, that's just not true. Some like Chicken Little and saying, hey, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Well, hype sells ad space, but it doesn't help you buy or sell our home. You need facts, trends, and advice from the front lines, and that's what I'm here for. So here are some facts to arm yourself with. Right now, NAR, National Association of Realtors, just came out with the year-over-year through 2013 fourth quarter report. And what we can see from this map broken down by region is that the whole country didn't suffer in the fourth quarter at all. Sure, some sales were down the last couple of months, but had nothing to do or very little to do with interest rates. If it was an interest rate challenge, all 4 regions would have lost, right? If it was a lack of consumer confidence in housing, all 4 regions would have been in red. Those things just don't happen in one area of the country. The interest rate is nationwide, as is consumer confidence level. The region with the biggest challenge, and that's what challenge we're seeing, is the lack of inventory. See out west? Now, I always say, if you want to look at trends, look what's happening in California. It'll be happening here soon. In the fourth quarter of last year and the beginning part of this year, there wasn't enough inventory across the whole West to keep sales solid. Moving forward, as more houses come on the market, we'll be able to gain back some of those sales. So let's not get carried away with the fact that the housing market is starting to slide. If anything, because it's so high, because it was so high, and we worked through so much inventory that we don't have enough to sell right now, that could be a good thing. Now, we've been taking advantage of the shortage in our pre-marketing strategy for our listings. We're starting to market our properties 3 or 4 weeks before they come on the market. We're starting to create so much demand for our listings that they're selling fast and up to 3% more than we're asking, and also than the market value. So how do we do that? Just go to comingsoonlistings.com and check it out. Now, on the buyer side, if you're looking to buy, you need to have an expert negotiator and make sure your offer is at the top of the pile, and you don't pay a penny more than you need to for the home that you've been dreaming of. Now, this is not a time to be out there in the real estate market alone in the wild. Now, our next slide shows that in January 2013, 23% of home sales were foreclosures and short sales. That means 77% were not distressed properties. Now, this January, only 15% of home sales were short sales and foreclosures. That means 85% were non-distressed properties. If we were to take that number and multiply it by the number of sales, we can see that the non-distressed market is actually up. And so what are we talking about? We're talking about the market getting healthier. We're clearing through all the shadow inventory, those short sales and foreclosures, and selling more of the non-distressed properties now. That's all really, really good news. Next, if we take a look at the sales by price point, it's very obvious what's taking place. Once you get to $250, any price point number or above, sales actually went up. Now sales of houses under $100,000 fell over 19%. That's because many of them were distressed property sales and short sales. Now as we move up the chain, the higher the value of the house that was sold, the higher the increase in number of sales compared to the year before. This is a sign of a healthy market. We're clearing out the distressed, less expensive properties and going back to a normal market. We're getting momentum on a normal market, not a foreclosure market. Now, what we're going to see as the spring market moves forward, that not only are we going to have our normal buyers from the spring market, we're also going to get a pent-up demand from January and February buyers that didn't get a chance to buy. But here at Cardano Real Estate Experts, my team and I are rolling up our sleeves, and we're going to be a lot of hard work this next 3 months, April, May, and June, because the market activity is going crazy right now. The good news is we're ready to work hard, and we have the systems knowledge and the team to make your real estate dreams a reality. Well, that's it for our market report for March. Remember to check back regularly and stay current and ahead of your competition. Look for 2 weeks blog where we talk about one of our slides from our past seminars. And to get a real advantage, don't forget about our monthly home seller seminars. Our recent home seller seminars have been standing room only these last few times. The next one is Thursday, May 8, 2014, at the Abington Free Library on Old York Road in Abington. Starts at 6:30 sharp. To reserve your seat, go to homesharkseminar.com and register. And I'll see you in a couple weeks.